I got to spend some time with Elden Ring Nightreign during the network test, and I have thoughts. Thankfully, almost all of those thoughts are positive. I mean it, I am deeply surprised by just how much I enjoyed Nightreign. I am literally this game's target audience. I run a YouTube channel dedicated to Elden Ring lore, and outside of FromSoft, my favorite genre of games are Metroidvanias and roguelikes. I went into Nightreign assuming I was going to have a good time, and I came out the other end floored by just how much fun I had. I'm going to try not to gush throughout this entire video, because who wants to hear that? Probably not you. You probably want a level-headed analysis of my time with the game, breaking down what it does right and what feels kind of shaky. And that's what I'm going to try to give you, but please bear with me if I end up singing its praises too much as we go. With that said, let's get into my feelings on my time with Elden Ring Nightreign. I went into Nightreign with a pretty clear idea of what to expect, thanks to Vati, Smotown, and other creators who were invited to play an early version of the game that I was not invited to play. But I'm not salty about that, I swear. I've only been making Elden Ring content for 3 years, but it's totally fine. No big deal at all. FromSoft, what else do I have to do to get your attention? Anyway, as we all know, you start at a new version of the Round Table Hold that seems completely separated from the land of Limveld, where we do battle with its inhabitants and grow our strength in order to face the Night Lord of our choosing. I'm going to do a walkthrough of this version of the Hold with my thoughts on the design and differences, but for now, let's just say that it really sets the tone that while we're walking into a world we're familiar with, it's not the same. While in the Hold, we can practice the movesets of each character class, and lucky us, we were given 4 distinct Nightfarers to try during the test. The Wilder is the poster boy for Nightreign, and I absolutely cannot wait to add his statue to my little Elden Ring collection. He focuses on fast-paced, high-damage gameplay, which, while easy to pick up, I found a little boring compared to your other options. It may have been because his skills are so individualistic and didn't work well as reactions to your partner's abilities. The Wilder feels like that guy who takes charge of the run immediately and demands everyone focus their skills around when he wants to pop his ultimate. Which is fine with a tight-knit group, but not great for playing with strangers. The Guardian was an absolute tank with his shield, and had what I consider to be a very versatile ability set that seemed to aid my party without forcing me to think too much about synergizing. At a glance, I could see if one of my partners was down and fly to their aid by literally throwing myself into the sky, usually picking them up on my landing. The Duchess is just a great time to play, because it really does take you back to the Bloodborne days. Dodging with her double dash feels great, and dealing additional damage with her regular ability comes in clutch constantly. It's incredibly easy to make a split-second decision to knock additional health off bosses if you just pay attention to when someone else is really piling on the damage. Finally, we have the Recluse, who is terrible. No, I'm lying. The Recluse is great. I'm just terrible at playing her. This character has the highest skill ceiling in my opinion, but I had a party member who absolutely rocked the Night Lord with her, so yeah, my lack of skill was the issue there. Regardless of who you play, combat does feel amazing. It's everything you love about Elden Ring with improved parkour and a faster pace. Each playable character has an incredibly distinct playstyle, and I can't wait to see the others we haven't gotten our hands on yet. For my first few runs through Limveld, I was online when none of my friends were available, so I was dropping into games with random players, and we didn't communicate over the mic at all. This is what I think most of us are dreading when it comes to Nightreign, partying up with randos that want to play their own way, even if it means ruining a run. Thankfully, I only experienced this once, and in my other unpartied games, we actually synergized so well that we defeated the Night Lord. The mechanics of Nightreign make it very easy to stick to group play, even with people who may not be communicating with you directly. By simply marking points of interest on our maps and choosing to follow my partner's lead, I found myself not only learning the area, but enjoying team play way more than I expected to. The abilities of each Nightfarer complement the others so long as you're paying attention and not trying to hack your way through the world solo. Even with my team never having particularly great equipment or weapon drops, we were able to complement each other well enough to finish our hunts and bring those sweet relics back to the Round Table, making us better prepared for our next run. Each 3-day cycle of Nightreign starts you in a random area of Limveld, and gives you enough time during the intro to decide where you want to have your party travel first. After everyone's on board with your first destination, it seems really fluid from run to run, deciding which direction to go in, hoping to find stronger weapons and rewards. One thing I found here is that your drops really don't dictate your playstyle for each run. Finding a rare weapon with a good Ash of War right out of the gate may make you feel like you're locked into how you're going to fight moving forward, but something better could always come along. Flexibility is the name of the game, and unlike in Elden Ring, the weapons you carry won't affect your weight, so grab those shields and be prepared for anything. Also, your ability to wield a weapon is strictly tied to your level, so even if you're picking up something you can't use yet, you probably will be able to by the time you get to the Night Lord. One trick I found useful was to keep a dagger in my third weapon slot for when your party members go down, because the only way to pick them up is to expel the darkness surrounding them by attacking, and the dagger was the fastest attack I've found so far. There's no armor drops in Nightreign, so how squishy you are is largely tied to the Nightfarer you choose to play. The only way to improve survivability is to level up, and thankfully this is easy to do. Sites of Grace are only used for refilling flasks and leveling up, so hit every single one you cross and make sure you're leveling as fast as you can. Since you don't decide where your points go, the process is wildly fast. On my runs, I don't think myself or anyone on my team ever made it past level 13, but with the right drops, that's high enough to take down the Night Lord. While many of us may miss the Elden Drip, the system makes it very easy to beef up and keep moving, so you don't waste any of the limited time you have. Also, not for nothing, but every one of the Nightfarers clearly knows how to style their look, don't you think? The day-night cycle of Nightreign is great. The burning rain of death that slowly encircles the map adds a sense of urgency to your runs that keeps you on your toes. On day 1, the rain drains your health more slowly, so if you want to finish up killing that dragon you've been fighting, you can take that gamble, grab the rewards, get moving, because your actual run is faster than the rain. However, on day 2, I noticed that the rain was sapping my health more quickly than I was used to, and when the Fell Omen invades your game just as the rain draws near, it creates a level of anxiety I usually don't feel unless I'm being asked to get on a plane. Day 3 is when you face off with the Night Lord you're hunting, so it's much more straightforward. No exploration, you heal up, buy whatever you need from the merchant, strengthen your weapons if you were particularly lucky, and head through the door in search of glory. There were a few things I wasn't crazy about when playing Nightreign. For instance, losing a level from death is a massive detriment to the strength of your party, and with the speed of each run, it seems like you can't really recover from that kind of loss. The excitement of finding a great weapon rocks, but it's possible to go an entire run without finding something you really jive with, and since you have to use what you find, you're out of luck. Like I mentioned before, weapons are tied strictly to your level and not stats, so you will be able to wield that great hammer as a duchess if you need to, but it won't feel good. Also, from what I saw, if a player drops out of your party, you won't be getting another one. That could have been a network test issue, in fact I really hope it is, because if not, there will definitely be ruined runs from unfortunate disconnects. There's one thing I'm a little afraid of for Nightreign, and that's the variety available in the final game. I'm fully aware that what we got to play is only a tiny sliver of what to expect on release, but that doesn't change the fact that the content of what we'll be playing is going to be largely the same from run to run. I'm going to play this game into the ground, no question, but I'm not sure how long this is going to hold the attention of more casual fans of both Elden Ring and these roguelike, battle royale style players. By the end of the network test, there were already people who were streaming perfect runs, hitting every area on the map for the best rewards, and reaching level 15 with ease before taking on Gladius. Couple this with Junya Ishizaki's statements that there will not be multiple maps, but that the map we know will go through significant changes throughout the game, and it seems like Nightreign's not going to have a ton of replayability after a few months. Basically, what happens once we take down all the Night Lords? Will there be enough replayability to keep the game alive? For me, probably. For you, I don't know. I'm pretty sure we're all going to get our $40 worth out of the game, though. As we all know, Nightreign will have no new lore as it's considered non-canon to the base game of Elden Ring. However, I don't think that means it's going to be completely devoid of a story. I still think that Nightreign's going to do its own thing with some level of cutscenes and a general story that tells us why the Nightfarers are ransacking Limveld. On top of that, while it may be non-canon, I think there's still going to be some level of environmental storytelling that gives us a look at why this land is the way it is. The comparisons of Gladius to the Three Wolves in Farm Azula And the Night Lord to the Lord of Night of the Nox can't be coincidental. And if they are, then I guess they can be. It's just like really weird. Like, why'd you do that? I don't expect we'll get an explanation for why Dark Souls bosses now reside in Limfeld. It's just fun. But I do think this game will have its own lore, even if it's very straightforward. And that's it. I love playing Nightreign. I can't wait to play more Nightreign. I seriously hope there's another network test between now and release, because after finishing up this one, I found myself wishing I could go play just one more run. I have a strong feeling that once this game launches, it's going to get very popular very quickly. Whether or not it stays that way is up in the air, but I know I'll be playing it for a good long while. Let me know what you thought of the network test in the comments, or hit up our Discord and we can talk about it there. I'd really love for our community to have a hub where we can always find party members to ransack Limfeld with. Watch that little button light up below as I say like this video, and make sure to subscribe so you stay up to date on the latest Nightreign news. Thanks again for watching, and we hope to see you again at Square Table Gaming.